All right, everybody, friends, family, followers, fuck boys and fuck girls. Welcome to Bomb Stories Podcast. My name is Dino Vigo. I am your hosty with the mosty, and this is Dave, Super Dave, Galiki, Gallardo, Lamborghini son, co-hosty with the mosty in the building. Welcome to Bomb Stories, man, where we celebrate failure. And we have one of my guys today, good friend of mine. We're gonna jump right into it because we got a little time constraints today, so we want to get it in. This is one of my, I would say one of my best friends in comedy. Like my 4 or 5, I got a little comedy crew, and this is definitely one of them. He acts funny sometimes, but he is my brother. He's my, he's my brethren, man. Host of the DBS podcast. Check it out after you check this out. Give him a follow and a subscribe after you follow and subscribe to Bomb Stories. My boy Sergio Bang Bang Chicon.
Yeah, shoulder shuffle with the wipe.
Yeah,
I don't want to wipe on that beautiful rug you got here. This is a beautiful spot. Congratulations on this amazing setup, and this I know it's gonna be a very successul podcast. And thanks for having me.
Thank you, my brother, and thanks for coming, man. Yeah, man, I put a lot into this shit, man. So it better work, man. This is a work in progress, but you know it's I like it, man.
If anyone robbed your apartment, it'd be like an eBay nerd who's gonna sell all your fucking
It's like
Return of the Jedi figurines.
They'd be like, oh my god, the cereal is still in the box.
See the cereal box?
Yeah. Oh wow, that's a throwback.
Yeah. That is really. Those two are like 5-6 years old, but that one is probably like 20 years old. That cornflakes box.
Says a lot about your personality.
Yeah. Huh?
Do you think there's any cornflakes in there?
I know there's cornflakes in there. I mean, you think they're disintegrated? You mean?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, probably that shit'll probably survive a fucking nuclear holocaust, man.
I mean, that is special. I mean, this is like, it's so nostalgic. But my favorite, it has to be the return. I mean, it has to be the Darth Vader helmet. It's got to be a favorite for most people.
I love it. It works too. If you press it, you can put it on. You can put it on.
So it disassembles.
It comes on, and then it also like it makes the noise. So like, oh, and it gives you.
I can't look at a Darth Vader helmet the same. Once Tracy Morgan said, yo, the top of my dickhead looks like a Darth Vader helmet.
Hilarious.
Once he said that, I can't look at that shit the same.
See Tracy's dick. Fucking weirdo. All right, fix the pillow, please.
What do you need?
The pillow. Yeah, make it look nice and sexy.
All right, my bad.
Right, so
I'm fucking up his spot.
No, it's all good.
I got my mask.
I'm being nitpicky, man. All right, man. So welcome to Bomb Stories, Serge. It's self-explanatory what this podcast is about. It's us telling our best and worst bomb stories. And yes, it is. You know, we're celebrating failure because failure is funny. But it's also about overcoming that failure and you had a good word the other time, Dave.
Adversity?
Overcoming adversity, no, but the act of overcoming that.
Oh, perseverance?
Perseverance, man.
Yo, sometimes you just lose and there's no rhyme or reason.
Yeah, you know,
so a couple of these stories are going to be like, so what was the good that came out of it? I'm like, yo, I'm glad I didn't get AIDS. Seriously, sometimes it's just that and an experience. So I'm not sure.
You're talking about bombing outside of comedy. And like,
man, listen, I know we tight on time, but one that I like to go back to when I was like 18 years old. You know, you're horny at that age, right? We're horny. And I used to go to AOL chat rooms and look for women.
Yo, this is not even what let's hear it.
It's a bomb story.
It's a bomb. Yeah.
It's a bomb story.
It's a life bomb.
Would you prefer a comedic bomb story?
No, that is what we're gonna.
Okay.
No, you already started this. We'll get to the comedy bombs.
Yeah, and I got a nice handful of those.
I want to hear any story starting with an AOL chat room.
Yeah, I'm on an AOL chat room, and I'm gonna tell you something that really enhanced my typing because I used to type with one hand with that shit. Because you know what I was doing with the other? Yo, how you look?
Yo,
with my hand in my pocket.
You was doing Zoom calls.
Yeah, I mean, I was very naughty.
Was it ASL back then?
Yes, AIDS sex location. That was the acronym. Yeah.
Hey, you dirtbag.
All of us. Come on, what the fuck?
By the way, people, this is not a
that.
surprise coming from Sergio. His podcast and his philosophy in life is dirtbag shit.
Yeah, embrace your inner dirtbag.
So this is nothing.
So there was something about hiding behind the computer that gave me great confidence. And I just liked the fact that I was able to span out. So I would reach out to girls, have conversations, have a lot of, cyber sex.
You was in their DMs when DMs wasn't a thing.
Exactly. I'm a pioneer.
I love it. Yes.
Yeah, moving around.
Dirtbag pioneer.
Dirtbag pioneer. And I was addicted. Like, you got to understand. I would leave from school, still have my backpack on and sign on, with a modem. No one could go on the phone.
You had the free CDs, the free minutes, or you paid for it?
I paid for it.
Oh, okay.
Wait. So this was pre webcam, right?
It's pre 9/11, dog.
So wait a minute. So you was whacking to words.
Oh, I was whacking to. That's why I'm very descriptive.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah,
you was like, your vagina is so spectacularly moist right now.
Yeah, I want to just like. Right. Like, I remember I wanted vivid details. Like, if a girl told me she grabbed her ass cheeks with her freshly painted fingernails and opened, I was like, oh, is it leaving like a red mark? A red scratch? She said, there's red scratches. I'm like, yes.
Literally, it could have been a fucking...
It might have been a dude.
Yes.
But that dude deserves credit because he got my nut.
Because exactly. You don't know. Yeah.
Yo, listen, fair exchange.
Fucking pioneer, man.
That experience.
So, I mean, I don't know if it was a dude. It could have easily been a dude. No doubt about it.
But fuck it. But here's the thing. It was a woman that you know. So that's not your. It's a woman.
So yeah, I meet this woman. So fast forward. So I rarely met up with the people I had the exchanges with. And that was the fantasy, right? I'll do this, that, and the third. But when it finally came to meeting up with anybody, I never did it. And this one girl just happened to have a photo, and she had to upload that shit. I remember it was uploading, and
it would load like this.
Yeah.
You like this. You like this. Oh, her hair is nice. Oh, her forehead.
Yes.
Oh, her eyes look nice. Oh, the nose. Her teeth fucked up.
How crazy that is? You're talking to a computer. No, you're typing words. Then all of a sudden you see a photo of the person you're typing.
Yeah, and your expectations are high because you're already like, kind of made up in your mind with words and, and convincing and persuasion. And then like you get the hardcore physical copy and it never like matches your expectations, right? So I didn't have a photo. Like she sent me one and her shot was a black and white photo, neck up of her like doing a spin, like a model, like mid-turn, smiling, the hair kind of smacking on her chin. And she was pretty.
Yeah.
And I was like, word. And then I sent her a photo.
Yeah, it was a what's that called? When you catch in the moment?
Like it was a candid shot.
Candid, yeah.
Yeah, a bullshit setup. It was an oxymoron.
Fake,
it was a fake candid shot. Yeah, like, look at me. Wow, there's a camera there.
Okay. Oh. So she was hot, according to that.
She was hot, according to the picture. And then I sent her a photo. And this is like the 90s, right? So for me, it was all about
hair.
Yeah, no, so I had a camel hat to the side, heavy influence on Wu-Tang Clan and Mobb Deep. So I had the 3/4 Timbs, Guess jeans, a leather from Orchard, which only cost me $99. I got it from Jesus.
LES.
Yeah, I had a hole underneath the under armpit, like. After 2 wears, the underarm part turned into suede and the hole developed. So I was like that, leaning, mouth closed. I don't want to show the overbite, Yo, we meet up, right? And I wore a blue Kangol, royal blue, right? With a royal blue Guess like velour turtleneck and royal blue wallabies.
This is going to be a bad story because he remembers it too vividly.
Yeah. Yo, and that was my best outfit. And it was a loud outfit that I wore like 3 times a week. So everyone knows.
Blue
go
Kangol.
Sergio Royal Blue.
Yeah, Sergio got some bitches he put on the Kangol.
Yeah. And so I meet her and dogs. She's from the Bronx. She meets me like downtown, South Street Seaport. It's a cold, it's midday, Sunday. It's like October. And she shows up with a derby. She has a derby. I see a derby behind a bench. She's like this. She gets up. She has the body of Danny DeVito in Batman. Remember what's that, Batman 2?
The Penguin?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
She's very frumpy.
Frumpy. Good word.
Which is a great word I think I learned from John Moses. Maybe he's the first guy that used frumpy. It's a perfect description of what. So she was very, kind of like grimace.
Not what you expect. See, here's the thing about those things when you get I guess a catfish. Like, show who you are. Like, there's nothing wrong with being frumpy, but don't have me thinking you not.
Yeah, dog.
You know what I mean?
She was like, I'm thick. You know, in her defense, I was like, yeah, I work out. I was a long neck kid with the Adam's apple, mad protruding out. You know, mad. I was mad dirty. I love my
Catfish there too. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I was on some bullshit.
Yeah, okay.
So I was like rude at this point. Like I saw that, and I was like, you probably want to eat, right? And she was like, yo, and she reeked of Newport cigarettes and Hennessy.
Well, that's of the times.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So after, you know, we went to the buffet. You know,
Check the frumpy.
yeah, like at the mall. There was a mall, South Street Seaport. You know, this is the 18-year-old, 19-year-old libido. You know, we had tokens, dogs. I had
What year was this? Like 90?
It was like 90. Yeah, I mean, it was early, mid-90s. And we had a token. I had 2 tokens, and I used one of my last 2 tokens to go uptown with her.
Can you explain what a token is?
Yeah, it's a coin that got you on the train.
For the young people out there.
That's what we paid for it to get.
Yeah.
They didn't have Metro cards. We had to pay with a physical coin. They call it a token.
So where does this go wrong?
So it's the last stop, Pelham Bay, the Bronx.
Pelham,
Yeah, Pelham. Pelham. That's some real Lower East Side shit.
Oh, Lower East Side.
Pelham Bay.
Pelham.
Yo, dogs, you know when you just got bad intuition? Like I'm figuring everything is against it. She opened. It's a beautiful day.
So you went back. You went back.
I went back to her place because I wanted to fuck because I was a fucking.
You went through it. I've been there.
And she opened the apartment door, and you know, there's a quick indication that she doesn't take care of her shit because as soon as she opens the door, I see a cactus, and it's dead. Like you know how much negligence has to be.
You can't kill a cactus.
You can't kill, and the soil of the cactus is littered with cigarettes. And I remember, like, you know, 9/11. Remember when 9/11 happened? It's a beautiful day. Yeah. A lot of people will think a beautiful day.
Well, this was on 9/11?
No, I'm just saying.
Okay.
Like, her house is such a wreck that every time I think of...
That was your 9/11?
Yeah. Like, I question beautiful days. When I see the sun out
Oh
the version of it,
God.
I'm like, there's some bullshit about
What
to
the
pop
fuck
off.
happened?
Just like 9/11. It was like, oh, it's a beautiful day. Oh, when this shit goes down? Yeah, I go in. The apartment is a wreck. Like, she didn't give a fuck. Everything about the apartment, you know, discarded, like, Pringle, you know, bottles. Her bed was undone. You know, it was just a fucking wreck. And she had on a fucking derby. A derby is a little round hat with a feather on it, right? And
so of course you went right for the action.
Yeah, dog. So you know
It's a long train ride, man.
it's a long train ride.
You put in the time and your token, bro.
Yeah, and she's like, she smells like, I remember that smell of Hennessy. And we're like laying on her bed, just moving shit out the way. It's like a bunch of shit. Every time you try to get comfortable, there's just something like protruding through your ribs. Yo, she proceeds to get an album. Like a photo album. And she shows me photos of her father who's dying of AIDS.
Small talk.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yo,
I brought you home. I brought you home to fuck, but hold up real quick. Look at my...
Yeah, and he has like an oxygen mask
Not on
on.
your phone. Physical
An
phone.
oxygen mask, and I'm going through the page. It's like, yo, this was the first day he found out he had AIDS, right? This is the second day, and I'm going through it, right? And I swear, at one point, like he lifted the oxygen mask, like, yo, don't fucking do it, bro.
Don't fuck my daughter.
Don't fuck my daughter, bro.
And this is back when AIDS was kind of a death sentence.
Yeah,
Like,
dog.
oh, shit,
And that was like,
Damn.
and with that, like, and you know, we put the album away, and then I'm like, the small talk is like, yeah, my dad died of AIDS too.
Wow.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
I got another bomb story.
My dad bombed with AIDS.
You guys bonded over that?
Yeah, so that was the bonding.
Well, that
dog.
actually is a thing though. Like, yo, my dad died of AIDS. Your dad died of AIDS. We should probably fuck.
Yo, dogs, we get what I'm not showing my age right now. We get hot and heavy, as hot as and heavy as I can get, man. You know, and I remember she bent over and I get the condom out, and it was like one of those New York City, you know. It was like a theme condom of some sort. It was like a glow in the dark condom.
It
was like a
free condom.
Yeah, it was one of those shits.
Serge.
Yeah, it like came with like a keychain.
It was. You remember those keychain condoms?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Dog. And dogs. She's like bent over and like not even bent over like sexy. Like she's like bent over, but like it's like arch. You know how like you want the slope, like the ass high and the slope? Yeah, no, it was just like she's like looked uncomfortable and she kept the hat on.
Oh.
She got the fedora on.
Oh my
Yeah, I put on the condom. Yo, I came on impact, dogs.
That sounds like a good time to me.
It was the worst.
Well, I'm waiting for the bad part of the story.
Man.
Like, what is bad about it?
No, but that pussy smelled, bro. It smelled so bad.
Okay.
Yeah, and I came on impact, and I had to lie to her.
Wait. The vajayjay smell?
Yeah, it smelled like I went like this. I went.
You got turned on by bad vajayjay? Like,
Came on impact.
like this shit smells horrible.
Oh, is that a defense mechanism to get out? Real quick?
Maybe.
Yo, you are a fucking weirdo,
I
bro.
know, dog. That's what I'm saying. That's a bomb in my life, dog.
Yeah,
Like, who does that?
Wait. So you bombed with the, she catfished you. So you catfish bombed.
Yeah.
And then you sexually bombed.
Yes. She couldn't believe it, by the way. So I was like, I'm holding her awkwardly. I think, I got like a tank top on, dirty ankle socks. And yo, dog, the pussy was so like, I gotta say, it was really like, I was like, oh, and I came on impact. And I'm not sure if that was a defense mechanism for me.
Pussy
like,
usually
let
is
me
very
just produce.
Right. And
let me just produce.
Young too, and you probably, I don't know how much experience you had. But
Yeah, I definitely fucked a few times.
Oh, yeah, you was 18, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I came on impact many times.
I came so quick that she could not believe that I came.
Yeah.
So I said, I took the condom and I tied it in a knot and I put it in my boot.
So just in case she try to take your babies, you ain't getting these babies.
Nah, I didn't want her to know that I came. And I pulled it out. So I said, you know what? Like, you're very special to me. So I just try to talk to you. So like, so I was like, and she's like, oh, okay. And she's like, all uncomfortable, like hiding.
But she knew you came.
No, she just assumed that I was a nice guy that we're moving too quickly.
Yeah.
like, you trying to play it off.
I played it off.
Yo, you fucking.
This ain't right.
This ain't right. I respect you. I want to give it some time. I want to build.
Oh my God. That is great.
Yeah, and it took me an hour and a half to get back home bombing, bro.
So wait. So you cuddled for a little bit and got the fuck out.
Yeah, just stood there awkwardly.
What was your out? Just like, it's kidding.
Yeah, man.
So what was your excuse for not fucking her, even though you were already?
Well,
there?
I said we waited this long. I want to meet you a couple of times.
Good one.
This exercising all the shit that I learned on AOL, the gift to gab.
Got you. I love that story.
It's a dirtbag story.
Yeah, that's a great story. I'm glad we started off with a life bomb.
Yeah, it's a life bomb, bro.
All right. Awesome story. But so when I introduced Serge, I did not properly introduce him. Serge is amazing comedian. I've known him for many years. That's how I know him through comedy. We started around the same time, right? I met you within
around the same time.
I met you within the first year.
And I always found Dino mad funny, man.
Thank you.
Yo, if you don't know Dino mean, bro, that motherfucker will be in the back of the club, arms crossed, judging you. You don't give your energy to just anybody, which I can appreciate.
Yes, here's the thing, and that's a misconception of me. I do that, but it's not. I'm not judging nobody. I mean, I'm watching. I'm just like in my
selective with it. Yo, your energy is very special to you.
It is.
Like, you don't just give out energy like that.
I don't. But I'm also not. I'm not a dick. Well, I guess I could come off like that to some people. This is what happens. Some people meet me.
You got reservations.
Some people meet me and then they're like, oh shit, like you was always mad quiet in the back. I thought you was mean, but they're like, yo, you're not like that at all. I'm quiet, and it comes off. You know what I mean?
It's just comics are mad insecure too.
Yeah, it just comes all that.
And the last thing you want to see is a silhouette of somebody with a frown and their arms crossed in the back of the club.
Hilarious. But so, Serge,
yo, why am I one of your 5 best friends? What are your fucking high school girl? Who says that? Yeah, 5 best friends.
I mean, I just threw that number out. You know,
yeah. Who am I competing with? Dave Lester?
Yes.
If you're such good friends with him, tell him to fucking get rid of his braces. He's 55 years old.
Serge going mean and aggressive.
Yo, Dave.
You got braces?
yes, I had braces a long time. I don't know if I haven't seen Dave in a few months, or maybe they're gone, but yeah, that's hilarious. But Dave will be on this podcast because he has one of the best bomb stories of all time.
Oh, yeah, he does. This shit made the TV, right?
Oh, yeah.
I love Dave, man.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's another guy
that's a story
we came up with.
Oh, yes. That's what I'm saying. It's you, Dave, John, Chris.
Yeah.
Joe Show, Omar, Trey, like those. That's my crew from when I started. But
Joe Show, he had that joke. I know we're tight on time, but I love that joke that he has about the 2 guys on a motorcycle and the guy in the back goes, "Wee!"
Yes, he will be. He will be on the podcast tomorrow.
Don't rush me, bro. I feel like you're rushing me.
So
you think I don't feel your energy?
it's on one. Yeah. Are you dipping back into your old?
I'm not. Yeah. So for the audience listening, I used to do cocaine a lot.
Yeah,
a
he
little.
was. Yeah. Serge would disappear to the bathroom a lot, man.
My nose was very naughty, and you act like you didn't know.
I mean, because I'm a good guy, I'm not gonna throw it in your face.
Yeah, because I was high in front of you a lot of times.
Yeah,
At Last Lounge, I would go to the fucking handicap bathroom. We love the handicap bathroom.
It was you and some others.
Yeah,
we don't.
He may have had afro.
Yeah, it's their choice
He
to.
might have had coke residue on his afro.
Yes.
Did you know though? Because you don't do anything.
Yeah, of course I knew. I mean, it wasn't like, I knew. It wasn't a secret.
There was a couple of times he was like, yeah, you fucked. And this looks straight.
Yeah,
He was a nice guy that way.
I mean, listen, it was known that him and a certain dudes, that was their thing. Whatever, man. I don't judge. You know what I mean? And
Very
it really,
naughty.
I wasn't there hanging out.
Yeah. You knew Serge disappeared what it was. So we started around the same time in comedy, man. This podcast is Bomb Stories. Did you? I want to know your first bomb story, but when you first started, did you bomb your first time?
No, I did great.
Me too.
Yeah.
Great, relatively to my skill level. I had the best time I could have.
I had the best possible outcome.
Exactly, which I always am grateful for, because if I would have bombed that first time, I might not have did it again.
That is true.
I probably would have ran away, because that would have just devastated me. So luckily, I didn't bomb till like a few months later. I had like my first bomb. But when was your first bomb?
It was my second. So I would do like bringer shows at Caroline's, the world famous Caroline's. And I remember, so I did the first show, and then I might have done like I did the first show, and it was a bringer show, graduation show, because I went to a comedy school. And that was the only way. I said, I got to do this shit in a structured manner. This is the way I do things, right? So did like 6 classes, do the graduation show, 300 people my first show. I ripped. Like, I had a good set, nervous as hell. Everything hit. Bang, 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 5-minute set, right?
Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, this real, like, I'm hitting, right? The second and third show I did at different clubs, and they went well. And then I got real cocky, and the producer of the very first show say, "Hey, Sergio, I would love to have you back. You have something about you. You have great stage presence.
Yeah, bring 20 people.
Yeah. He's
You got something about you. If you could bring 20 people."
He said, it's going to be awesome. And it's going to be this Latino heat show. It's like, Latino Caliente show. It's going to be all Latino lineup. And you guys deserve the best. I mean, Latinos make up a lot of America. So it's just like, it's something special. He says, I've been producing for years, and it's just something that's very special. So he sells it to me that way. And I'm already
bringer.
I'm already getting like a little cocky. So I said, this is what I told him. And this is like boss. And this guy, I guess, kind of creates the something about how I conducted my business from then on. I said, I'm not bringing 20. I got my mom and a couple of people come, but I'm trying to wean out of that. I said that early.
That you have to do that when the beginning, because you'll just always be a bringer comic until you say.
Yeah, and as another thing in life, when you feel like you're ready, and there's gonna be a comfort struggle. You're gonna like hit some walls, and you're gonna really learn. And this is some learning shit. Because I was cocky. Everything about it was very arrogant. I saw Rich Voss. He was doing a spot on the Latino show, and Rich Voss is a beast. He was, everyone knows Rich. Tough crowd and countless other things, roast and stuff. And I asked him for a cigarette, like in the green room. And he shows me, he's like, "You work out?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he shows me like his like 4-pack. He goes like that.
What?
And I'm like, "Yo, you're holding it in your stomach."
What was that about?
Yeah, he's just, I was like, "You're holding it in your stomach." I said, "You got a cigarette?" And I'm smoking, like he's a headliner. And I'm like a bringer, and I'm like smoking cigarettes. And
like you was boy, like you guys,
and I'm
your
smoking.
peers.
And like someone came in, they looked at me like, "What the fuck is this?" And
you're smoking in the green room.
I'm smoking in the green. I wouldn't do that now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that with some of the big dogs I worked with. I would never do that. So I go up third or fourth. You know who also was on the show? And I'll bring him up because he's a good no, he wasn't on the show. He was on another. Anyway, Oscar Collazo was on one of those shows. And he has mad bound stories. I can't wait to sit in for that one.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a 2-hour part. That's gonna be a 2-part series.
He's the Unabomber. Shout out to Oscar Collazo.
Yeah, you would think that motherfucker from Afghanistan. Yo, so I get up, and I'm doing a lot of things wrong. I'm not looking at the previous comics go up. It's a half-filled room, and I go, and there's a nice audience. I go up, and I'm doing my shit, and I had a joke about my name, some shit like that.
Every comic does in the beginning.
Yeah, like about my name, and it didn't hit. And dogs, then I panicked. It was like a dude who was like swimming, like, oh, okay. And then like I missed,
these bombs are steady, bombs are steady, bombs are steady.
yo, and then it was like my first time doing ecstasy. It, like the all the colors in the crowd like zigzagged.
Were you high?
No, I was sober,
just
yeah.
fucking just lost it.
And I just started getting high too much later.
Oh.
Yo, and dogs. And then everything just slowed down and my face got hot. So 30 seconds into my set, I went in mad cocky, like, good. And then like the first joke, I saw a couple of question marks pop up above people's heads, like, what? What are you talking about? And like some people looked down and one, like my mother laughed. My mother was there. And I was like, oh shit. My name is Sergio. And I just kept on saying that. I said, my name is Sergio.
My name is Sergio.
Yeah.
Like the record was skipping?
Yeah, and I said, yeah, oh shit, I forgot what I was. And then someone like in the distant audience said, yo, you're fine, keep going. I love it.
Yeah. Yo,
And now
I hate that, but don't fucking patronize encourage me. It's like,
yeah, especially when I hate that now when I'm not in that much trouble. Like if something stinks, like I don't need that.
I mean, listen, now it probably was good then, but right now it's like, yo,
yeah, shut the fuck up, you're
man.
annoying.
I know I'm bombing, bitch.
Yeah.
So you froze because that one thing you were doing initially didn't
Yo,
hit.
dogs, I froze.
It didn't hit.
And then I dipped in. I fucking went into Bernie Mac's. I'm not scared of you motherfuckers. I did that shit because I had nothing to hold on to.
Oh my God.
So I said, I'm not scared of you
Meanwhile,
motherfuckers.
they weren't even being aggressive. They were being helpful.
Yes.
We want you to do well, Serge.
I ain't scared.
I did that shit. I said, I'm not scared of you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And then
so you got fake aggressive for no reason.
Yeah. And then I was zigzagging back and I just rushed through all my material. And the light just went on. I said, thank you, my name is Sergio. And all night long, I was just replaying that scenario. And it fucking sucked. No amount of liquor.
Oh, because your first bomb? Jesus.
Yeah, dog.
Man.
And then I'm getting, like, then I got to face my friends and family. And they're like, oh, the hugs. And what are you going to do? And after this, and like faking like it didn't happen. I probably needed one person like, I didn't get none of that.
I say that all the time. The best thing for me when I bomb is like if you got your homies there and you could just laugh at it. They're like, you know what, you just bomb. Like it happened. They know what happened. It's a shared experience. They know the feeling. And it's like, yo, you good. But but if your boys ain't there and it's not like you just you feel bad.
Yeah, dog.
Your moms was there.
Yeah.
Ooh, yo, fast forward. Not fast forward. I just bombed in front of my mom Saturday. Did I tell you that?
Oh,
I did tell you.
Foxwoods?
Yeah.
What? Oh, you took why would you invite her to that show?
Well, I didn't. So this
She
is
just showed up?
Yo, my mom likes to gamble. Foxwoods is her spot. So I
can picture you like on stage and she's at the slot machine just smoking like, that stuff sucks.
my son is horrible. Yo, so my mom, I couldn't not
Don't
tell
say
my mom.
40, he's like
a few weeks
55.
ago, I couldn't tell my mom that I had to tell her like, oh, I got a gig at Foxwoods, right? Yeah. So I told her, oh, I'm gonna be there that day. I'm like, all right, cool. So we'll have dinner or something. Like she knows, like you're not coming to see me. You know what I mean? Like, I say crazy shit. I feel weird. Like, you know what I mean? She has seen me, but it's very selective what I let her come see. And I know this gig is a tough gig. You're in the middle. This gig is you're in the middle of a casino. You're on the casino floor. Like, it's a dance floor where they have a DJ when, non-pandemic time, and they just made it into a makeshift, like, stage, and you're, like, 50 people come and sit down. But the casino is going on around you. Slot machines, everything. People winning, people losing. It's so distracting. It's not an easy gig, right? So, obviously, I'm like, no, she's not coming to see me. So, I went, I had dinner with her, and then I'm like, all right, I'm going to go do the show. I'll hit you when I'm done. I should be done about 9, right? And I show up to the gig. So I went to my room. I show up to the gig, to the place, where they have the show, and immediately the guy's like, "Hey, what's up, Dino? Yeah, your mom is here." I'm like, "Wait, what?
We're all rusty.
How do you know my mom is here, bro?"
Yeah, dog.
And he's like,
do a lot of time.
He's
too,
like,
right?
"Yeah, 45."
Yeah, so you're co-headlining it.
Just 2 of us, and then I'm like, what the fuck? What? How do you know she's here? She's like, yeah, she told us that you're her. She's your mom and to put her in the back where you couldn't see her or whatever.
God,
like that.
why would they tell you that?
Crazy, right? So then I go in, I see her. I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, what happened was...
Does she have an accent?
Her story. See, I mean, like a white accent?
Yeah,
my mom's white.
But is she Russian?
She is. My mom's Russian, but no, not like she's not like. What,
that should be like. I just come to see.
I just come to see you. What are you doing?
What do you do with your life?
Yes.
Yes.
What are you doing? Bombing? We don't do it in my country. We don't bomb. No, my mom's not like that. But she has this accent, like, "Hey, Dino." Like, almost white. So I go up to her, I'm like, what? She's like, some of her gambling friends were there, and they were like, like, we got to go see your son. So they drug her in.
Gambling friends.
Yeah, like there's a crew of old retired people, they gamble and shit. That's my mom's thing. So her friends drug her to the show and whatever. So then I go up and like, it's not a good gig. It's hard. You know what I mean? It's just like, to me, it was a bomb. You know what I mean? You get to a certain level where usually do well.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you're not doing well. It's like, fuck, and they all have masks on. Yeah. All have masks on.
It's tough.
It's a tough gig. And I'm just like, and then,
we're rusty.
You know what's crazy is like, so when like a lot of comedians, I fall into this, like when it gets tough, when you're like kind of not doing well, like you go dirty. Yeah. All right. So I'm going dirty. I'm saying wild shit. And like, I'm like, my mom is here. I'm like talking about butt sex and just like, I just want to get out of this shit. And, yeah, and then she was like, "Oh, you did fine." I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here!" I know I just bombed.
Yeah, no. At that point, it's just like be very honest. Like this shit is hard. I haven't been up in a long time. This fucking setting sucks. But yo, I made a G or whatever you made. Like that's the way I talk to her.
Yeah,
and like I got.
No, listen. She was cool and whatever. But it was like I was just like, damn, I just bombed in front of my mom. So all right.
So I bombed this sex. I bombed my third time.
I bombed a few. I thought I was a prodigy. I bombed like. 6 months in. I'm talking about like I had sets that weren't great, but like I got booed like 6 months.
Yeah,
in.
so I remember you told me your first bombing, and it was different because it was like a real comedy audience paying to see hitters.
Well, it was the boo. My first boo was with Capone.
I remember you telling me that.
It was at a nightclub. And
that's
my favorite rapper
shit.
was there. I told the story the other day. My favorite rapper was there. These dudes, one of them.
Who you pointed to?
De La Soul right there.
Fuck.
Yeah, and it was in Long Island. My people were there, and I got, it was a chorus of boos started happening. It was like, I'm like in my head, like, fuck, my favorite rappers here.
And you have nothing to go to because you cleaner than a motherfucker. But you don't drink.
Yeah. No, it was
so
just
you just sitting with that shit.
I sat in that shit, thinking everyone was looking at me like, look at that guy, he just bombed. But yeah, so so you just didn't do well that show. When was your first boo bird?
I never got booed.
Never.
Yeah. I'm sure.
You haven't caught a boo?
I never got booed. Ooh. I had a single boo, and that shit didn't rock because the crowd was on my side. I said something to her or whatever, and I shut that shit down. But I never got.
You never caught the boo bird?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Okay.
Man.
Yeah, I never got the boo, and it's just
very
probably by luck.
Impressive.
But I had. Listen,
you got 15 in, right?
Yeah, dog, and I probably. I had every other fucking situation. I've, kind of threatened. I've had, horrible. That was the one. That was like the first bomb. That was. But you know how many other like weird.
Well, I know you've done very bad many times.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't. When people ask me, that's everyone wants to know. Like when you do comedy, like, oh, you do comedy, like you ever get booed? It's like. My answer is always like, of course, like I've got booed, but I don't get booed. You know what I mean? It's not. I know guys.
You ever got to like a fight with an audience member?
Not a fight. Recently, this something happened to me. Someone came up on stage and like grabbed the mic. It was a girl, like, and I was just like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then like this was like a week ago. And I'm sitting there like struggling with the girl with like one hand because like I had this one hand like just in case she tries to like.
You got smacked.
She was drunk. Yeah, basically. She was like drunk as fuck. This bitch was strong. She had both hands, and I'm like, yo, what are you doing, little petite girl? But I was just like, and then I just realized like the show was over. She literally came up at the end of the show, and it was bad. It was a bad situation, and I just was like. I realized, like, what am I doing?
That's why
struggling with this girl. I just let the mic go. Like,
that's all fucking driven from alcohol. That's why I hate alcohol.
Oh, it was bad. It was bad.
Alcohol. If people just smoke weed, first of all, they'll probably enjoy the show more.
She was the whole show.
They should serve weed now instead of alcohol. Seriously,
for real.
So people shut the fuck up and laugh and just chill, eat the food, you know, and chill. Because people get this false sense of confidence with alcohol. They get loud, they get obnoxious, they think they're funny, they got mixed emotions that start to surface, they get aggressive. It's a cocktail of different emotions.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm actually surprised that you never caught a bull.
I never caught a bull,
man.
But I remember this one time early on. I was on stage at the Laugh Lounge, predominantly black crowd. In front of me, there's 3 white audience members. One girl sticks out like a sore thumb because she's by herself with a couple, and I found this very bizarre because I'm doing well, and she looks at me and she's like. Like, she scoffed at me. Like, who does that?
Yeah.
And she's sitting right in the front. She's a heavyset woman.
Worst.
And this is, by the way, I know, like, this is the second time I make a remark about heavyset. It had nothing to do with that. Just so happened.
She was. You're just
the 2 weird situations. Yeah, so I have nothing.
Big girls ain't shit.
Yeah. No, I love fat people. My wife, my mother, my sister, they're all fat. So it's fine. I'm kidding. So she's in the front row, and I'm asking a general question, and she goes, "Fuck you." It's fuck off. Like, fuck off.
Whoa.
And so then, like, I'm not even really good at that shit. Like, so I just tell her outside of comedy, I kneel to her, I say, yo, cut that shit out because we're all having a good time. If you don't like it, I'm done in 10 minutes. And then she like, I go in.
Serge got serious.
Yeah, I got serious.
Sometimes that's the thing to do.
Because it was so abrupt and violent. It was like, fuck you. Fuck off.
And then everyone must have been like, wait, what?
Yeah, and so you don't understand, it's a predominantly black audience that's on my side. The fact of the matter, they're very animated, they're loud, and they're with me. So she's fucking up.
Yeah.
She's fucking up big time.
You could have made that really bad for her.
Yo, check it out. So I'm going into my shit. I said, I'm gonna go into my shit. I'm done soon. So you don't have to enjoy it. Everyone else, you guys enjoying me? Yeah. That's the type of shit I was on.
Oh, yeah.
So then she goes, and she steps on another punchline. Like, what are you talking about? Fuck you. And I said,
she had another show in her brain?
Exactly.
Like,
so, you know, it could be a mental disorder, it could be drunk, I don't know. Whatever the case, she was fucking up my shit. And I don't, you know, and I said, yo, that's strike 2. On some real shit, I'm gonna make this show about you. You keep on fucking around, or you're gonna lay around. Like, I said some shit like that. Like, I got mad.
Yo, you're over 200 pounds, you a man.
Yeah, dog. And then she did it again. And then this black girl right behind her, she's like, I don't know why she wants to do it. So does she know he's a comedian? She's like, he's a comedian.
Meanwhile, you were hoping you didn't have to do that because that's not your style or shit.
It's not my style, my nice person.
You're just threatening it.
Yeah.
It's like this, I got a gun.
Exactly. And meanwhile, yo, so I go in, like she does it a third time, and I go in. I said, look at this fat motherfucker. Look at your arms. I was like, yo, who wears a sleeveless shirt with those fucking arms? What do you do for work? Since you want to interrupt my work, what do you do for? I'm a teacher. You fucking write on the chalkboard with those fucking arms slapping you in the back of your head? No wonder your nose is so flat, because every time you fucking write on the chalkboard, it slaps the fat from the back of your arm, slaps you behind your head, and you got a pug nose now. And everyone's like, oh, they're doing this shit. Oh, like a hat flew across. Yeah, like, you know, a chair flipped around.
Hilarious.
So now they're like, the place is rumbling. Like, you know, they don't like this shit. I'm messing up his
You done fucked that all up anyway. Who cares?
So they're the cameras, man.
Oh, my bad. I'm so sorry. So sorry. I'm very animated.
He's going back to that time.
Yeah, and it was bad. So, but it was my first encounter with an audience member that I whipped them. I whipped them bad, and the audience liked it. It was improvisation. You know,
learning to be mean to somebody is a thing, man. Because
and I was going in.
I've done that. I could be mean.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to.
Sometimes you have to.
Because it's like it really is a dog eat dog. Wow, I'm gonna look like a fucking sucker. Yeah. And I went out like a sucker. Like, I got stories like that. I just let shit go by, and then like it's awkward because I didn't really address it. You know, I've done that shit too. Yeah. But this is funny and more on my.
That's great.
So. But the thing is, I'll tell you, after like bashing her like that, it didn't feel good for days on end. I didn't have a good grasp or understanding of why that happened. And I was hungover from it. For like days, I was like,
no, but sometimes, but you'll never, there was nothing you did. Yeah. Though. Sometimes you're just like, what? Why?
Yeah, it was weird.
Why? I don't understand that. Like,
and
there's no rhyme or reason
sometimes
to why.
That's just alcohol for some people.
Alcohol, man.
Because I wasn't saying anything offensive. You know, I was just, you know, having fun.
I was super mean to this chick the other day, to the point where I actually apologized for one. Like, I said something crazy, and it was like, I apologize for that, but like not for everything else.
Right.
You know what I mean? I said, so it was this girl in the front on her phone the whole fucking time. like just being, and I'm like, yo, put your fucking phone away, right? Like you're at a live show, you know what I'm saying? Like TikTok is gonna be there when you get off, you know, whatever. Like the crowd, like yeah, I'm like, yo, enjoy the moment, yeah, whatever. And like I thought she was with her mom, but and I thought she was a teenager, right? Turns out they was just her friends, and she wasn't a teenager. She was like grown, you know what I mean? So
it's annoying when you like read it wrong.
Yeah, but it worked out for me. So I was like, I get it, you know, you're a teenager. I said to her mom, I said, like, I'm sorry, I get it. You know, she's a kid, and you know, this is what they're used to. Like, you know, they can't separate their real life from the internet, whatever. She goes, I'm not a kid, I'm grown. Right, so I'm like, oh, excuse me. So I go like, excuse me, I'm 19. I have hair in my vagina, right? And she goes like, I'm 25 or some shit, right? And so I go, oh, excuse me, I'm 25. I had 2 miscarriages. And then I was like, yeah, that was bad. That was
no, it wasn't.
Yeah, I know, but the miscarriage, I don't know whatever.
No, it's fucking great. And
but
someone like that should have miscarriages because she's not in a position to fucking give birth to human beings, so they could be little assholes.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why we have a purge right now, to get rid of motherfuckers like that.
Hilarious, right?
We need to cleanse it. Look me in the eyes and agree with me.
But I kind of made it, so I was like, I apologize. I was like,
no,
I told the audience, I said I went too
you
far.
for that.
No, but I said I apologize for the miscarriage part. Everything else you deserve. You're a bitch. But and they were like, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, but I went in, man. That's hilarious, man. I want to switch this to you real quick, Dave, because Dave is he makes his money producing. You know, he's a great editor, producer.
Yeah, man. I've seen your work for years.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah,
he's
he's done all our videos and stuff. Our amazing videos. Put it in your butt, girl. But some people don't notice. Dave has dabbled in stand up, and I didn't think you knew that I was ever going to come at you. But Dave has some bomb stories.
I wouldn't say I have bomb stories because I didn't really dabble with comedy that long.
How many times have you got on stage?
On stage, a handful of times. I mean,
one hand?
Probably, definitely less than 2 hands.
Okay.
Like,
because I've seen you bomb twice.
You've seen me bomb twice.
Well, the thing is,
listen,
about
bomb
Dave,
is relative.
I can't imagine Dave bombing because he's such like a, you know, if he's introduced as a new comic, he's so likable.
And he was like, but listen, I'm being a dick. He didn't bomb. He just didn't get, it didn't do well. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I didn't do it enough to like really bomb. I definitely.
Which I think if he put the effort and time into it, like he has a comedic mind. But so you don't have a bomb story?
No, I can't think of a bomb story. I mean, I did tell a joke that kind of bombed.
It's a bomb story.
I mean, I guess, but I recovered a bit.
All right.
And I guess the lesson is you shouldn't really
don't play around with this shit. It's the real deal.
Don't joke about multiple sclerosis.
I mean, listen. First of all, you could joke about anything if it's a good.
That joke actually worked before, so I did it. But I guess I don't know. Maybe it was the
someone
audience.
Was in the crowd like I have it.
So I made it. So I went into like a kind of like an act out about multiple sclerosis, but it was in the context of being in a gang which was called MS-13, and me thinking like, oh, they all had multiple sclerosis. Like, how would they like shoot their guns if they're like shaking?
Oh my god! Yeah,
people just looking at you like it's worse. That's the worst when you bomb during
such a new comedian joke too.
Yeah, I didn't have an act out to it. Somebody told me to add an act out.
I had this joke about.
I didn't want to do that.
So you did the act out and bomb,
and then it's just quiet.
Oh,
and I just hear.
I wish we had video to that. I wish you could play that shit right now because bombing during the act out. Because then you got to go back to normal.
It was dead silence, and I just hear, "Not funny, man."
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's
like,
great.
Oh
man, that's such a new comedian joke. That's funny, man.
Yeah, man. I heard that. I was like, oh, that was the first time I like heard anyone like say something negative. Because I think before that, the only show I had done was probably like a showcase, which is very supportive, and I did very well. So.
And then the real world happened. Hilarious.
So yeah, that was interesting, man. That was like a real slap in the face, but luckily I was able to like recover because once those nerves hit, it's a wrap. Like everything is just turning as you're trying to get the words out. You just like,
especially not having the experience to like kind of like call back on. You just in fresh bomb waters.
Yeah, no, you definitely. That's the thing. You need that stage time because once you're up there, once the light hits you and you can't see the audience, and then you figure out in your mind like, wait, I'm doing something I never really do.
You're in another world,
you just
bro.
start analyzing the wrong shit all of a sudden instead of just focusing on what you're doing.
I love it. Man, thanks, Dave. I thought you were gonna let me down, and that was a good bomb story, man. I knew I let you co-host for a reason, bro.
I mean, Derek Jeter tried to fuck me up one time though.
Who?
In the audience?
Was it Derek? No, yeah, it was Derek Jeter.
In the audience?
No, when he was playing on TV, we were doing a show.
Oh, that happened to me one time. Literally. Maybe it was in the same place in two different places.
What happened?
I think what he's talking about. This happened to me, and tell me if this is what you're saying. I'm doing a show at a fucking sports bar. As I'm on stage,
shout out to Davian Velez doing shows at the sports bar.
It was like in like New Rochelle or somewhere. Somewhere Davian was doing a show, right? And I'm doing it. I don't think it was Davian's show, but it was something like that. I'm on stage while the Yankees playoff game is going on. As I'm like getting to my punchline, fucking Derek Jeter hits a fucking game-winning hit or some shit. Crowd goes crazy. Like everyone's watching the game. I had them a little bit, but like the few people that were watching the show, everyone else was watching the game. And then as soon as I'm like, yeah, and then the motherfucker went like this. then you just hear the crowd go, ah, but it's not for me. Then everyone who were watching turns around. Shh, it's a wrap.
Right. That happened to me at Coogan's when he was retiring. So it was like everywhere he went, there was just standing ovations. Like, oh, it's his last game.
So Derek Jeter, fuck you. You are bad for comedy.
Yeah,
because the Yankees are always in the playoffs.
Yeah, I and this is something besides. I just can't do it. Like I can't do a show like that. There's TVs on or whatever. It's like there's gotta be a certain setting that works.
You're better than us.
No, it's just. I mean, the money sometimes.
No, it's hard. I mean, listen, you want to say no, but at the time,
well, you've done it. I'm just saying, I've done enough of those where they never work out.
Oh, now you ask, it's just bad. It's bad.
I ask questions now.
So that being said, all right,
you still do it?
No, I won't do it. No, I won't. Unless it's a very specific. So, like, if Dino's like, yeah, no, it's a good setup, then I'll do it. Yeah. But sometimes even it's not worth it if it's the money. It's like
it's not worth it.
I'm a real like advocate for my peace of mind.
Yeah.
And I don't need.
There's a lot of stuff that's just not worth.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the growing. Man. And it's like I can say no.
You gotta learn to say no.
and I know what kind of comic I am. There's comics who could pull that shit off. You say a strip club. I know John Moses was great at that because he was good with interaction with people.
But that wasn't a.
That was hosting. We used to host. I used to do that too. But
and I wouldn't be good at that. I know what kind of I wouldn't be good at that.
Yeah. Like I went to a show. It was horrible. At least the one I went to.
What show?
At a strip club.
Oh, you went to see an actual comedy show at the strip club?
Yeah, I went with the guy who was putting it together.
Oh yeah, it was bad.
And
I can't see it being.
The minute like a group of your local fucking gangsters walks in and they want to spend money.
Oh, it was a hood strip club at that.
Yeah.
Oh god.
So all right. That was the worst.
That's tough.
So you told us your first bomb. Great. Worst bomb. Was that your worst bomb? Your first bomb was that probably your worst? Wait, the one you told us after that was hilarious too. The laugh lounge was great. But do you have a worst bomb? Something that sticks out like this immediately?
Yeah,
this is the worst bomb I ever had.
They're comedic.
It's forever changing. Comedy, yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, I mean there's a few of them that I'm like, this might be a life altering.
Yeah, whatever. It might not be the worst, but what pops in your head? Worst bomb. What pops in your head?
Listen. It's always tough. Like if we could go into a situation, we just touched on that, right? You do a bar show, you know what it is. TV's on, fucking Derek Jeter's and retire. I'm making $200, whatever, and you chalk it off as a grab. I'm gonna grab the bag and keep it moving. Fuck it, we know what it is, and you prep yourself for that shit. You tell the guy this is gonna suck, or whatever. You don't invite friends or whatever, and you prep yourself for that situation. And sometimes they're okay. Then there's other situations where, and it's ego that's involved, where it's like, this could potentially be good, but I know I gotta go a different route, and that might not be your strong suit, right?
When these people are a little wild, I kind of gotta do some crowd work, and that's not what.
So I was at a show. Rest in peace, Kenny Ortega, our boy. You know Kenny, right?
Kenny O, man, we love you, brother.
Kenny, and he was a fucking beast with that sort of thing. So it was a gig booked by Mark DeMeo, who's an ex lieutenant. He's a retired cop, right? At a beautiful fucking like gaudy ass New Jersey mansion, and the gig pays like $600. I never say no. But Mark DeMeo loves me so much that he books me for shit, and I bomb each and every time. I never had a good show with the cops.
Yeah, defund the police, man.
Yeah, and for real. Like I don't know. I was like, I never asked Mark, why do you? I never did well. Like I always did okay.
just keep wanting to.
Yeah,
He wants to have leverage over you.
I don't know. Maybe I'm easy to follow. I don't think that's it, because it's
he likes you, man. He knows you're funny. So every time he books you, he's like, "Oh, Sergio's not going to bomb this time because I know Sergio's funny."
Because he bombed last time. Don't wait, this guy.
No, but it's like, honestly, he's like, "I know Sergio's funny. Like, I'm not going to hold that against him."
So all this shit, when you look at this sort of thing, it's like there's a raffle going on, right? It's just the noise. There's a raffle. There's a buffet. Their backs are turned. Kenny Ortega shows
recipe
up
for bombs.
Yeah, Kenny Ortega goes in, with his Air Ones untied, jogging pants, fitted, and he's going in. And he's struggling a little bit, but he knows how to figure it out. He's always got a calm demeanor, and he computes what's going on. He starts going into these round tables. So there's a lot of backs towards you. Like 500 people. Loud. The chandeliers are lit. We're on a carpet next to a little speaker.
It's a bunch of dickhead cops, by the way.
Yeah, it's a bunch of Sullivans and O'Malley's.
I got a lot of good cops, man.
Actually, it's a diverse group of fucking officers, right? But they're drunk, and a lot of them are with their fucking.
When they get together, they could get rowdy, man.
Yeah,
I guess anybody like firemen, any group of people that have a common relationship, whatever. Like it's about them.
Yeah, and the comedy is at the back burner. They didn't come out here for comedy. Right. They come out here for the awards, the raffle, to be with their mistress, whatever the fuck.
Kill a black kid.
Yo,
I'm
fucking, Kenny Ortega has reduced the comedy to calling guys gay. That's what he's doing. You're gay. And you call a cop gay. Whoa. And he's rolling them up.
That's his going dirty. I go dirty, he goes gay.
Yeah, and it's working because it's like 6 tables. Yeah.
You're right about that, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's a go-to thing.
It's a go.
I've seen him do that.
You're fighting for survival.
Yeah. So I go up.
He did that at my show.
He almost got into a fight when I saw him do that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I got like 30 minutes. And I remember what I was wearing. You always remember what you wear, the smell of like what happened. Like, I got jumped as a kid. So every time I hear, in the summertime, I was like 9 years old. And every time I hear the ice cream truck, Mr. Softy, that shit's like horrifying to me. I got beat up in front of that truck.
And just hearing the music.
Yeah, that's a nice song that kids love in the summer.
That's great.
So I equate that with terror.
I know how to trigger you now.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
So anyway, I go up on stage, and there wasn't a stage. I was on a carpet. And for 30 minutes straight, there's this chatter. And what the lady does, Dino, 5 minutes into the set, she goes, keep going. It's okay. Like, she's encouraging me.
And it's just people just talking.
Yeah. And I was like, yo, I don't need encouragement. Like, I've been doing this shit way too fucking. I got mad. I got mad.
Like, give me some volume.
It's 25 minutes, and I'm just mailing in the set. I'm not addressing anything. Every time I do, it's like a total disconnection. So and then the lady goes like that. Oh, you're doing fine. And I'm like, I don't need that shit. So I said, Mark, I know the gig is what, 500. Give 100 back. Yeah, I'm saying this on the mic. Give 100 back to the producer. I'm getting off 10 minutes early. You cool with that? He's like, nah, you got to do your time. So I get off 5 minutes early.
You want to get saved?
Yeah, I got mad at and I say it's one of the worst because I didn't do my fucking time. I did 25 minutes, but the last 5 minutes made me mad, and that's why I say it's one of the worst because I am being paid, and be a true professional. Do your fucking time. So I had a hang up about that. Like I didn't do the time. I was 5 minutes shy, and then Mark goes and he does well, and then I wanted to eat, so I fucking ate in front of them, and
But that's like a corporate gig. Have you done corporate gigs before that?
Yeah, but they,
Yeah, so that's how they are. That's what I hear.
Yeah, But I done well at different corporate gigs, but this shit, it was a total disconnection. And I got mad. I say it's the worst because I kind of let them win with saying, I don't want to deal with this anymore. Rather than saying, I'm confident in my ability and I don't give a fuck. I know I'm funny. And by giving them 5 minutes less, I proved that I was uncomfortable and they got, and that's what me and Kenny talked about in the car. He was like, that's where I think you fucked up. Where he was like, yeah, you should have just kept on doing the ending bit because you did it for 25 minutes. What's 5 more minutes?
Got you. Let me get into this before we get out of here. It's been a joy. Pure joy to have you.
I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know if you can edit this out, but you want to say anything about Kenny, a story or anything since you brought him up?
Yeah, I will say this about, people that we meet in a very hard business, because it's a hard business. There's a lot of egos involved, and, it's a very kind of dog-eat-dog mentality, and I think with anything in the entertainment field is like that. And with Kenny Ortega, I did see progression with him, and that's like a human responsibility, is to evolve. And I did see that with him. I mean, when I first met him, he drank a lot, and he cursed a lot on stage. Then years later, I saw him, and maybe it was a health scare or something, I don't know, but whatever the case, he didn't drink on stage. He also didn't curse as much. And I also seen him tighten up like his set. And it was interesting to see me as such a young comic, seeing him early on evolve into that. He was always on fucking time. He was always like a pleasure to be around. And he was always like, even though he got mad at comics, I always enjoyed being around him. It was like pleasant. And you value that shit, because you spend time in the car doing Rogan. Which, by the way, I did like most of my bomb gigs with him. It's just where we're at in the career during that time. We're doing a lot of these shitty shows. So we did a lot of those shows together. And he was the light of those shows. Like the drive over there, I would do a show. I would say yes to the show because, I'm rolling with Kenny. And we weren't close by any stretch of the imagination. But he was a good dude who I appreciated, like his evolution, and I appreciated his company. So
Kenny was great company. One thing I can say about Kenny, well, not one thing, I can say a lot of good things, but something that sticks out of my head about Kenny is like all of us, we could be dicks, right? But Kenny, right? Although he could be a dick like anyone else, like all of us, right? Even if he didn't fuck with you, like Kenny could literally not be fucking with you right now. Maybe whatever little dumb shit happened, you went over the light and he's annoyed by you, whatever. Like he'll book you the next day. Like Kenny would not let anything personal. He's like, yo, if you're a good comic and you're gonna laugh, like I'm not gonna hold whatever my feelings are against you. Like, I'm not gonna be like, which I wouldn't do that. If I don't like you, I don't fuck with you, and I got show. I'm not gonna give you no money. You know what I mean? Like, no, I don't like you. I don't like whatever it is. I'm like, I'm gonna give someone I like the money. You know what I mean? But Kenny would be like, no, you're good for the show. I'm gonna give you the money, man. I respected that about him. So R.I.P. Kenny, man. He was a victim. He succumbed to
Kenny Ortega
to coronavirus, man. So
which, by the way, I got the shot. Real quick, by the way, I ain't going down. Yeah, I ain't going down. I ain't going down like that. I got the Johnson & Johnson, and I'll tell you,
you are going down.
Yeah, I am going down. Talk about the reason why I want to get it one and done. Like takes on a whole different meaning. But I like Johnson & Johnson because I'm all about like a retirement plan. If it's anything like the baby powder, cancel the balls, cancel the puss.
Maybe you might get a little settlement.
I might be grabbing a bag in 15 years. And there's a lot of exotic reptiles I want to cop.
I'm signing up for Johnson.
Yo, but I get the Johnson & Johnson. One of them was very enticing. And then 6 hours later, they pulled that shit off the market.
Oh, you literally got it yesterday or the day, whatever? Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious.
But Johnson & Johnson holds a special place in my heart. I used to use their baby powder for years. Right. Well into my 30s, powder in my ass and balls.
Yeah, then you graduated to the squeeze.
Yo, ex-girlfriend used to get annoyed because I used to fucking like cup my hand and leave the bathroom door open and just fucking throw it in my and they'll be like, they'll throw their wet towel. Yeah, just like and they would throw their wet towel and be like, what are you doing? And I'll be like in a cloud of white. And they would get so and then I would like wash my hands. And you ever wash your hands with baby powder? It doesn't mix well. Yeah, it's a fucking mess. And it ruins your boxes.
That's hilarious, man. All right, so before we get out of here, man, you giving us some gems, man. Appreciate you, man. I just wanted to get your opinion on this, or like how's coming back from the pandemic been to you? Like, what kind of starting to work again a little more? Like, I did shows during the pandemic, few and far between, but now things are starting to get a little open. Clubs are opening. Are you because? Pre-pandemic, you were working a lot. You on the road. You doing a lot, man.
My attitude, and this is something that I exercised throughout, and I think it got me through the pandemic, is this: when you're at loss of something, you got to move on quick. Like I grieve, but I lost the whole schedule. I was booked for an entire year, weekends.
Yeah.
You know, and I grieved for like 2 days. And then I went back to work. And that work included personal training and whatever creative shit I can do. And that's
You
just
got your
my
podcast and stuff.
Yeah. So that's just my like my approach to things. So right now, as things pick up, the sentiment is still the same. Like I don't really want to I don't want to be on a bike lane doing a show because I know what I'm good at. I know what's worth my time. And that might sound
The outside
snobby.
shows,
They're tough, man.
nightmare, man.
And but you know, so I go with a goal-oriented mind. So if I do, I tell myself, I promise myself, I'm going into this situation with the hopes that I'm gonna work out a story. I'm gonna do a story for 10 minutes that I'm on stage, and I gotta do that because if I go into my stupid, you know,
Your go-tos.
yeah, my go-to that everyone fucking heard, and I'm on a fucking bike lane and Orchard Street doing this shit, I failed. So basically, it's going relatively well if I stick to my script. So it's going well, you know? And, you know, and things are opening up, and I'm excited for it, but I try not to get too consumed by all of it because there's a lot of noise out there.
Yeah. No rust bombs yet?
Yeah, dogs. Like, you know, I was on the road in Arizona and it wasn't a bomb, but I just felt like mad rigid.
You just feel tired. Like the crowd, sometimes the crowd doesn't even know, but in your mind, you're bombing because, you know, you've been doing this for a certain amount of time. You know your skill level. You know what you usually do. You rip.
Yeah.
Like, but it is what it is. You rip. So then when you're like, oh, I'm not ripping, or like, you just feel tired. Like, they don't know sometimes, though.
You know, comedy, like real good comedy, comes across as conversational, you know, especially guys like us. So like culturally, our background, Black, Latino, you know, they like that kind of that stoop etiquette where it's like, you know, it flows. It's a lot of personality driven, you know, and when your timing is off in those respects, the rhythm is off. You feel like a boxer who hasn't, and your legs are not there, but you know what you
it's like going in the gym and getting under that 300 pounds, and you ain't been doing that. So I get it.
So it's all that, and you know, a lot of times it really is a magnifying glass on you. The people don't really notice. They're really excited
because
to be out.
The thing is, you're so good that you can hide it, but like inside, you know, you're like, oh, like I'm tight, but like
the second show is always
you're
better.
overthinking in your brain. What joke am I gonna do next? But like they don't see you're so good that you kind of. They don't see that, but in your brain, it's happening in your brain, and you don't want that. You want it to be autopilot and rhythm, man.
You know, I'm glad you brought that up because it's a reminder to me. You know what I've done? Like straight up in the beginning of my set. Yo, it's been a long time. I'm rusty. I hope you guys remember how to have a fucking good time. I'll tell them shit like that. It makes you real.
Well, that is real. Like, yo, don't like, and you're also putting it on them. Like, I got to remember how to perform again. You got to remember how to be an audience.
You remember how to have a good time,
That's
right?
a good one. That's a good one.
I do that shit. And I do that for the first 3 minutes. And I go, like, you know, and I'll see what's going on and get feeling. And they're like.
You got to also understand, like, you're on stage again for the first time in a long time. They're going out again for the first time in a long time.
I'll tell you, the crowds have been exceptional, though.
I agree. And
They've been great. People are happy to be out.
People are happy to be out. And then, like, if someone's going to a show, especially if it's indoors, like, they're kind of taking a little bit of a risk. Like, they want to see comedy. It's like, Corona's still out there, and they're like, well, fuck it. I love comedy. I want to see a show, so I'm going to go inside. You know what I mean? And so that you kind of, to me, it's like the show, most of the audiences that I have performed for, they kind of have been like really good.
Yeah.
You know, besides just bombing in front of my mom the other day. Okay.
Well, you're gonna, you know, that's gonna be inevitable. There's gonna be shit you say on here, and there's gonna be you know, someone's gonna listen, and that's gonna be like an awkward thing. But that, you know, we gotta embrace life.
You gotta embrace the bomb, man.
You know, one time, the last bomb, I think. You guys will appreciate this. I was with this girl from Brooklyn, Sunset Brooklyn, dating her. Early 2000, you know, number 2 on top, suede, tight, you know, do-rag beard string beard. Early 2000, right? Listening to a lot of Dipset. I'm in a car with this girl I'm dating, her best friend, and she says something about Dominicans. And I said, you know, I'm a quarter Dominican. I said, yeah, Dominicans, yeah, they're good lovers, but they're bad husbands. Like, who says that? Like, I'm a dude saying, yeah, they make love well, but they don't make good boyfriends. And I felt mad awkward. They looked at me like, how the fuck you know? Like, you're talking like a chick right now. And then I try to save it by saying, oh, I'm a quarter Dominican. And like as I'm driving, I kept on trying to remind her, yeah, I'm a quarter Dominican. My father's quarter Dominican. So that's why I said that. And there was mad quiet.
Fucking
and I was
dirtbag.
like, yeah, but you know, and then I was trying to be pro-Dominican. I was like, yeah, you know, I got a lot of Dominican friends. So I know, that's
I protested with them. I go to the parade, even though it's not as big as our parade.
Right. Dominicans are good. I said, you know, that's like saying, yeah, black men are great lovers. How the fuck do how the fuck do we, you know, that's what it sounded like. And then when I said it, like everything slowed down and the silence was loud.
Yeah, you stupid,
And then I was like, yeah, but I'm a quarter Dominican. Yeah, my father's half Dominican.
I'm not as good, but I'm almost as good.
Oh my God.
Awkward.
Fucking hilarious, man. Yo, Serge, man. Thank you for coming out and being a part of Bomb Stories, man.
Right.
And like I said, man, those are some great stories. Serge is an amazing comedian. That's what these stories are about. It's about like, you know, any one of those stories you could have quit, and at that time and be like, fuck it, this is not for me. But you persevered, you overcame that, you learned from those experiences, man, and you're a working, dope-ass comedian, man.
I appreciate that, man.
Upward trajectory, man. And so that's what this is about, man. So it's celebrating failure, but also celebrating defeating that failure and you know, because failure is funny.
Yo, this guy's trying to be mad positive during COVID. Yo, I like it.
But this is my theory, man.
This guy's on some Gary V shit over here. Fuck out my...
Listen, this is my philosophy. If someone walks across the street and makes it to the other side successfully, that's not funny. But if they trip and fall, we laugh at that. And that's what this is about. We're laughing at you tripping and falling and then getting up and making it to the other side of the street, man. So thanks for coming out, man. You will be here again, man. Check out his podcast. You've been doing your podcast about 2
a little
years.
over a year. It's a DBS podcast, and the acronym stands for Dogs, Boxing, Sobriety, or Dirtbag Shit.
Yeah, dirtbag shit.
Yeah, you know, it's a fun podcast. It's gritty, and we share. It's very vulnerable.
It's great, man. I've been on it twice. Had great time.
Yeah,
both
Dino,
times.
you've been on it twice. Good times.
Great stories, man. You got some amazing guests. From all walks of life, not just comedians.
Yeah,
man. So
prisoners.
Everything like you have like
dirtbags.
No, not all.
social justice.
Yeah,
people,
social, freedom
poets,
fighters.
Yeah, freedom fighters.
Poets, yeah.
Yo, you had a great episode. I listened to you the other day. I be listening to your podcast.
Oh, thanks,
I'm
man.
not sneak listening. I listened to it. The Blackfoot episode.
Yeah, that was a great one,
man. Yeah, so a film about the boxing, ESPN. You had the producer of that on. Great episode. Check his podcast out.
Yeah, it's dope. Thank you.
Check
man.
it out. Subscribe. Check it out. Subscribe to ours. This podcast will be out by the time I post this, but we're shooting some episodes a bunch at a time. So like subscribe to all the podcasts, man. I'll give you the website and everything when we come out. Serge, thanks for coming.
Thank
Dave,
you.
thanks for being
This is awesome,
dope
man.
ass fucking producer and cameraman and comedian and host and all that shit, man. Peace, y'all.